Recently, one of my favorite fitness business owners, and really one of the most prominent health and wellness coaches out there, Dan Go, recently came out with a survey. And the survey was on 1,000 people who were at 15% body fat or lower. So some of the leanest, probably the top 10, 5% leanest people in the United States. And the survey was about what are the 10 things or what are the 10 habits you do most. And then at the end of the survey, he kind of compiled the results and found the most common 10 things that these lean people said that they do in order to stay at 15% body fat or less. So if you have a goal to reduce your body fat or stay at a lower body fat percentage when you actually get there, here is what people who actually have done that and are doing that are doing. Number one thing that these people had in common, over 1,000 people, less than 15% body fat, number one thing is they eliminate alcohol consumption. This is something I get asked all the time from our clients, like, can you lose body fat and still, drink alcohol? How bad is alcohol intake really for fat loss? And it really does inhibit your ability to burn fat, because when you intake alcohol, your body wants to metabolize the alcohol, not metabolize your fat. So the leanest people don't drink alcohol. That doesn't mean you can't lose weight and drink alcohol. You just can't maximize your results. You can't maximize your true potential and drink alcohol. There has to be some give and take. If you want to have alcohol in your life, that's fine. Just know you're not going to get as lean as possible. So the second thing that these people had in common was they always walk 10,000 steps or more. Our general recommendation is 7,500 steps. These extra lean people really take it to that next level with 10,000 steps or more. And what that really means is they just live an active lifestyle, right? They're avoiding being sedentary at all costs. So being sedentary really sends the message to your body that, you can build fat. Living an active lifestyle not only burns more calories, but it sends the message to your body, hey, extra fat is really going to inhibit our ability to maintain fat loss. The third thing, my favorite thing that all these people had in common, of course, was that strength training was non-negotiable. Strength training was the foundation of their fitness routine. Many of them strength trained up to 3 times a week. They all strength trained at least one time a week, and they cited that that was the main form of exercise that they engaged in. Of course, strength training is the number one form of exercise for body composition. Builds muscle and burns fat. No other form of exercise does that. So not really surprising, but just great to see. The fourth thing that they had in common was they do some type of cardio that they enjoy every week. So that might have been running, biking, swimming, any type of activity that gets the heart rate going. So this is not daily movement. This is not steps. This is, again, structured exercise, something they like doing. Sports was another big one, pickleball, basketball, things like that. Fifth thing that they had in common was self-accountability, self-tracking, self-measurement. They are actively measuring and tracking their fitness habits in some way. Some people actually using an app to track it. Some people literally just writing things down with a pen and paper. But in some way, they are measuring their outcomes of their fitness, and especially in their strength training workouts. They're methodically increasing the weights, increasing the reps. So they're all measuring progress. Sixth thing they had in common was they prioritize sleep. They all cited that they get about 7 to 9 hours of sleep was a really common theme amongst these 1,000 people who were less than 15% body fat. So they had some type of structured bedtime routine that they would follow, and that looked different for everybody, but they had a bedtime routine. They really prioritized that bedtime routine, and they prioritized their sleep. Sleep, of course, is where we build the most muscle, burn the most fat. So again, not really surprising that these people are great sleepers. The seventh thing that these people had in common was that protein was the foundation of their meal and the dominant macronutrient in every single meal. So again, not surprising, because if you're going to have great body fat percentage, protein is your best friend for building muscle, for burning fat. And these people all cited that when it comes to their meal, they don't necessarily have a strict plan. All they do is prioritize protein every single meal. Things like eggs, steak, chicken, and then fruits and vegetables were really popular in their diets. The eighth thing that they had in common in this survey is that they try to minimize processed foods. Of course, this is a really hard thing to do, but these people really tried to focus on just whole foods. Again, meats, fruits, vegetables was kind of the foundation of their nutrients. So they tried to avoid processed foods, fast foods, etc. Again, not really a surprising thing. If you want to be as lean as possible, then eating whole foods, avoiding processed foods is going to be one of the best ways to get there. Number 9, this was also one of my favorites. They don't ever feel motivated for working out or staying healthy. So essentially, like, they do things no matter how they feel is essentially what the 9th common theme was. And everyone kind of articulated that in a different way in this survey. But the idea was, even on weeks, months where they don't feel motivated, where they feel tired, they do it anyways. They do it tired. They work out while they're tired. They track their fitness habits while they're tired, and they just stay dedicated to the process and dedicated to their health no matter what season of life they're going through. And then the 10th thing that they had in common was they said that health and wellness was a part of their identity. Being healthy was part of who they are and a part of who they saw themselves being every single day. And I think that relates to number 9, right? Like, they never felt motivated. They don't need to feel motivated because being healthy, being fit isn't something they're trying to do. It's something they are. And so that's what we should always be trying to strive for, is not necessarily having a lot of disruptions with your healthy habits, but just starting to become a more healthy person and integrating these habits in a way that it just becomes part of your identity, being healthy. So I hope that you guys can relate to some of these 10 things. If you're not doing these 10 things and you have a goal of improving your body fat percentage, then start with one of these 10. Just start with one, nail one, then do a second one and start doing both, the first and the second one together. And then just slowly build these 10 things into your life. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or any one of our other trainers. We'd love to set up a discovery call with you in the near future.